A very good morning to you and welcome back to K24 this morning. My name is Mungala Mbuvi, and today being a Tuesday, we like talking about money. And we try and talk about money from different angles and perspectives, how you can make that money, how you can save that money, and how you can use it wisely. But this time round, we want to focus on farmers, because farmers, in a sense, are mesaulika, but there's a conversation that has been trending lately, which is all about lowering food prices. So what does that exactly mean? Are we looking for food to lower by what, 5 shillings, 10 shillings? Are we looking for subsidies from the government? Well, I'm here with one gentleman who goes by the name of Mr. Amenya. Actually, let me get his full name. He goes by the name of Adams Amenya, who is the National Sales Manager of Systema Bio. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Systema Bio. Systema, who are Systema?
Well, thank you, Mungala, for having me today. I really appreciate this opportunity. Systema Bio is it's a social enterprise set up 8 years ago.
A social enterprise?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll explain.
All right.
It was set up 8 years ago in Mexico by 2 gentlemen, one American and a Mexican.
All right.
And they felt that the smallholder farmer wasn't given the right full attention globally.
The smallholder, globally, not just in Mexico or America.
Globally.
All right.
Yeah. So they felt that the challenges of poverty, food security, and climate change was impacting the world, especially due to a lot of problems bedeviling the smallholder farmer globally.
All right.
So they came up with some ingenious technology to help in that, in alleviating or lowering the impact of all that negative items that I've spoken about. So
you want to be that the smallholder farmer, like you've called him or her, doesn't face the same challenges as the large-scale farmer?
It's almost day and night. The smallholder farmer that contributes about 70% of what we consume globally is to a large extent exploited, unappreciated, uncelebrated. And what we do as Systema Bio is a small contribution towards ensuring that the smallholder farmer get their rightful recognition in the world.
So Systema Bio is basically in how many countries? Is it a global company, or is it just found in a few dots here and there on different continents?
So let me give a bit of history. So we set up in Mexico, the first shop. About 2 years later, Mexico gave birth to the Nairobi office. That's sometime in 2017, thereabouts. Kenya gave birth to India.
Yeah. So you guys are moving from, you said Mexico, then Kenya, then
the Indian continent.
All right.
And then we're in South America. Colombia is one of our major hubs. So we are technically in 4 continents.
Nice.
But our footprint is in more than 30 countries in terms of where our technology can be found at the moment.
All right.
Yep.
So when you talk about technology, you know, people when they hear technology, they think of gadgets. They think of things that will need power to be powered with probably electricity, a battery. So when you say technology from Systema Bio perspective, what do you mean?
I think to be able to explain this, I need to first explain who the smallholder farmer is.
Please do.
And let's paint that picture so that when I speak about technology, it's a lot easier and simpler.
All right.
I've spent some time with some farmers, especially in rural Githunguri area. Now, these guys wake up at about 3 a.m. every day, and they tend to their livestock. They ensure that they're well fed, they're clean, and then what they do next is they milk them, and then this milk finds its way to the collection point.
Right.
After that chore, the farmer proceeds to the farm. They probably tend tea or coffee, or they grow other cash crops. So between, say, 8 o'clock and midday, these guys are in the farm. The next session is back to the farm where they milk again. And then that milk goes to the collection center. I forgot to mention that after tending to the tea, sometime they pick the tea and send it to the collection center as well. So you'll notice from 3 a.m. till about 4 p.m., these guys are busy, sweating. Okay? They hardly have enough time to even feed themselves, tend to even their family. Now, at the end of the day, before they sleep, they have to ensure that there's enough feeds for these livestock for tomorrow morning. They have to ensure that everybody is ready for the next day. So these guys hardly have enough sleep. Now, there's something else. You notice that they have so much time spent doing chores
Yes.
and very little time spent on trying to improve what they're doing. So, in essence, smallholder farmers are sort of groping in the dark.
Okay.
They're trying to use their own means to achieve crop production, to produce milk and meat, and so on and so forth. So you notice that there's a huge gap in terms of what else can we do to these smallholder farmers to improve crop production, to improve crop husbandry, animal husbandry, and ultimately put more money into their pockets.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So to answer you, we have looked at that. When I say we, I mean Systema Bio and quite a number of players in the field. And what we have come up with is an ingenious technology that doesn't need any raw material from anywhere else.
Yes.
Everything is at the farm. So all we do is have a conversation with the farmer, and once they agree to the plan, we install our simple technology that they can also easily maintain over time.
Install technology in the farm that already exists. So what are we installing?
Okay. So farmers have a lot of what I would call raw materials at home.
Yeah.
And remember, when I started our discussion, I mentioned climate change.
Yes.
And I talked about food security. And I talked about poverty.
All right.
Now, the farmstead has a certain characteristics in play. They wake up in the morning. If it's the mama, she goes to the kitchen. What does she use to cook? Firewood.
Yes.
Firewood comes from the forest.
Yes.
We are depleting forests. When the animal waste is collected, it's put at a pit, probably to create silage and manure,
Now,
etc.
here we're talking about now the cow dung, the chicken
Exactly.
dung, and all
Exactly.
that. All right.
Now, so what happens is there's a lot of waste in the farm. We're depleting the environment, we are dirtifying the environment, we're not fully utilizing or taking advantage of the raw materials that we have in the farm. So, what we simply do as Systema is install something that enables the farmer to convert all that waste into use.
Yeah?
Correct.
Hold on there. We did ask you a question of the day earlier on. In case you missed that one, we'd like to re-engage with you so that you can tell us some of these ideas that you have as far as farming or agriculture is concerned. And here we go. What policy changes do you think should be implemented in the agricultural sector in order to increase farmers' yield and as a result to reduce the food prices? Yeah. So what policy changes do you think should be implemented in the agricultural sector in order to increase farmers' yield? Find us on K24 TV across all socials. And of course, you guys already know our WhatsApp shall be sampling some of those messages in a short while. Meanwhile, Mr. Adams Amen is saying that you can actually install something in a farm that will ensure all this waste doesn't go to waste.
Absolutely.
Carry on.
Absolutely. So, here's the scenario. So, we walk through the gates, say, Jambo, Baba, so-and-so, how are you? How are you doing? We are environmental activists. We come from an organization called Systema Bio, and we'd like to have a conversation regarding how you live in your farm,
Right.
with the ultimate objective of ensuring that you improve how you live on the farm. Okay? If you're okay with that introduction, we sit down and we analyze the current situation. We call it the baseline
Of my farm now.
of the farm.
Okay.
So we look at, for instance, where you cook, how you cook. We'll proceed to the farm and look at how you ensure that you enhance your yield. What sort of fertilizer do you use? We look at your animals, what sort of feeds they have. And that paints a picture in our minds of the current situation in as far as the problems bedeviling you are concerned.
Okay.
Now, we then proceed and ask you very politely if you'd be interested in changing that scenario for the betterment of your pockets, your health, your farm,
And the environment.
and posterity and environment. Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay.
All right. So, small to medium to large farms are very interested in what we have to say. Our system is so simple. What we simply do is install what we call a reactor. a
Reactor.
bioreactor.
Bioreactor.
Someone would call it a biodigester.
Okay.
So we are called Systema Bio by design. It's not by default.
Okay.
So we install biodigesters in the farms. The bulk of the farmers that we talk to, most of them have simple and common problems.
Such as?
Cooking and the health side effects associated with that kind of cooking. So they use very inefficient, I'll use the word inefficient, unhealthy, uneconomical means to cook.
Okay.
Some use, and I will not mention any names or brands here, but we use expensive options like LPG, firewood, charcoal,
Electricity. Right.
paraffin, whilst not knowing that we have a remedy or a solution sitting right next to us. So Systema Bio installs biodigesters that ultimately generate energy that are used for different purposes.
Such as? I know
Thank you for that
fire will be
question.
used to cook at one point.
Right.
Yes.
Now, there's multiple applications to the end product of our technology. Majority of people install biodigesters purely for cooking purposes. However, the gas that you generate as a result of the installation, depending on the amount of gas you will generate on your farm, will enable you to do a number of things. So I'm going to enumerate them. One, you can cook.
Yes.
You can warm your bath water.
Yes.
You can run your chaff cutter.
Chaff cutter.
You know what that is?
Something like that.
Yes.
In a farm. See, chaff cutter nile. Okay, what is that?
Okay.
Before I guess wrongly.
Yeah, that's all right. Now, animals have to feed, and they feed on fodder. Fodder needs to be chopped. So that machine that you see
It's not that
chopping
it's called
fodder
chaff
is called a
cutter.
chaff cutter.
Okay.
Yeah, so our technology, the gas can run a chaff cutter. There's a little modification we make to the engine to enable it to run the chaff cutter.
All right.
We have been piloting generators for a while now. We've not commercialized, but we've installed generators in a number of farms in Kenya that are currently running on biogas.
All right.
Okay?
This is Kaweda generators for lighting electricity.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Then also for those that keep poultry, you can warm your chicks. There's a chick warmer,
The incubator.
the incubator, piglet warmers as well. We are also currently piloting, well, I'll talk about that maybe in a different forum.
Yeah.
But we are expanding our offering to take care of all the opportunities in as far as converting waste to energy is concerned.
Well, I remember in my agricultural class when I was in primary that, for example, cow dung can be reused to make fertilizer, which is a more natural way as opposed to using the chemical ones. And even the do I call it chick waste? Chicken waste rather, can also be used for that purpose. Grass that has been cut can be used for mulching and so on and so forth. So aren't you providing a solution, an alternative solution to a solution that already exists?
Thank you for that question. I think there's a word that I need to mention over and over and underline it. Renewable energy.
Okay.
Okay? So what we are doing is we're playing in the renewable energy sector in the sense that it's not depleting. It will be there for eons, for ages, for eternity. Now, a lot of options that are available out there are non-renewable and they're not polite to the environment. So as Systema Bio, we will not only offer you that energy, but we will do so in, what's the word? We'll do so in the most efficient, economical, healthy manner. And we're targeting the mass.
Yeah.
And we're going to get there. Actually, we'll talk about that.
All right, because I can assume, if I'm looking at it now from a business perspective, for me to have this particular bioreactor, biodigester installed in my farm, I'm thinking it might cost me quite a buck or two. Might need to break the bank. Yeah, maybe you can tell us about that.
Well, not necessarily. So, yes, we provide the technology, but courtesy of our investors, our partners, and our supporters, and even our other non-core partners,
Right.
we have made acquisition of our technology a lot easier and flexible. The bulk of our customers are not able to acquire the technology upfront. So we offer installment options in terms of purchase.
Ah.
So a number of our farmers opt for the installment plan, which are so flexible, probably, what's the word, not noticeable
Yeah.
in terms of impacting farmer cash flows. And don't forget when I said what I said earlier, we would like to bring more money into farmer pockets.
Yes.
How do we do that? We do that through a number of ways.
How so?
So we, one, give you a cheaper option in the long term in terms of your energy consumptions. If you do the math between your current, most of the farmer current energy use, applications, they spend a lot more money. I will not quote anyone else, but we save farmers in excess of about 40% of their current expenditure on their current usages.
Is that what, a monthly or a yearly kind of?
You can extrapolate it over time.
Yeah.
I mean, in the 2 years during which they make the investment in our product, they make a lot of saving in excess of 40%.
Okay.
Now, there's something else I need to mention here, which is extremely important, which is the agroecological side of our technology.
Yes.
So see, you'll feed the waste on one side into the reactor, and on the opposite side, you will collect what we call a bioslurry, which is organic fertilizer.
Or what now has remained after this reaction has happened?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Rich, organic, healthy to the soil, easy to apply, sustainable, and even cheaper fertilizer for your farm. Now, data shows that anybody who uses the biofertilizer from our installation has increased their crop yield 30%. One more thing, crops yield faster. We have data from research that shows those who have applied our biofertilizer have tended to harvest crop a lot faster. So if it was meant for 6 months, the crops grow in what? 4 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have our own demo farms where we do all these research.
Right.
And when we can basically prove that it works. Yeah.
All right. So increase my yields, lower my costs, and so on and so forth. I want to know about the money part. How much will it cost me? If let's say me, I'm a rich person, I can afford this bioreactor. How much will it cost me?
So let me speak like a Kenyan.
Yeah.
So let's just say let's just say your ordinary county governor is one of, some of them are some of our customers, and we have the, can I say the poorest of the poor of farmers are also our customers. So the disparities between what we offer is pretty much in tandem with our societal configuration, so to speak, our demographics, our social setup. So the lowest priced biodigester will set you back about 73,000 shillings.
73,000 shillings?
Yes.
Well, that's actually quite affordable. 73.
And that will give you minimum 3.5 hours of cooking gas every day.
Every day? Every day.
You can make breakfast, you can cook lunch, and you can do dinner.
So how does it, how big is it? Is it like a standard car? Let's say a Vitz. Inatoshana kama Vitz, inatoshana kama Demio. Is it as big as a Noah, a Voxy maybe? How big is it?
Thank you for that question. So our product, our technology is modular, meaning you can ramp up the size depending on your needs. Our smallest kit is a 6 cubic meter reactor, pretty much 3 by 3. Okay.
3 meters by 3 meters.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the smallest. And our largest, there's no limit.
No, that's now the one for 73K.
Yes.
Okay.
And that will give you 3 hours of cooking gas every day.
All right, I want us to take a short break. Then when we come back, we look at the content of what you feed in this particular bioreactor. Do you feed it kawaida stuff? Do you feed it the sewage from your toilet? Let's talk about that in a short while. Don't go too far. And of course, checking out some of your feedback.